Hi there. I'm Neil Anderson, founder of SkillShark, where we make youth athlete evaluations easy. As an engineer, I've spent 30 years focused on optimizing industrial processes in Saskatchewan. And when you combine that with my love of playing or coaching competitive softball the majority of my life, that's where I saw the need for SkillShark. I'll quickly cover the original use case for SkillShark and then discuss the application within your organizations. So in the sports world first, picture taking your child out for tryouts where they're going out for their annual team sport. Pen and paper is being used to gather the data. SkillShark solves the three biggest problems that happen with youth evaluations of any sport. First, we save organizations a huge amount of time not having to do data entry into a spreadsheet. Second, from the athlete's perspective, when's the last time your kid ever received a report card saying, here's what you did well, here's what you need to work on? Typically, what happens is after 2 or 3 weeks of them analyzing the data, they come out with, you're on team 8 of 20, have a good season, we'll talk to you next year. No feedback as to why they didn't make the top team, no direction at all. And then that leads into the third part, the parents. Those parents who just want communication and feedback, just tell me what I need to work with my kid on in order to develop his or her talents to achieve better things at the sport. SkillShark solves that as well through the instant report cards. So our solution to this is SkillShark. So now instead of using pen and paper, you can use your phone or tablet on any customized evaluation. You can set it up to evaluate anything you want. And you can quickly have access to instant reports. So the need for this improved feedback in the sports world was so great that in the course of 2 years, we signed several contracts with major organizations around the globe, including the largest youth sport organization in the world, which is the USSSA, stands for the United States Specialty Sport Association. They handle 15 sports under their umbrella for almost 4 million athletes. What we found is that this improvement for better feedback existed not only in sports, but it also is required in the HR world as well. So many of your organizations, potentially, what we found is many organizations were performing employee feedback where Word documents were used, where the employee would fill out responses to their ratings or questions. The manager would fill out that same form. They'd print it out, they'd talk about it, staple the papers together. It gets filed in a filing cabinet, and you know it never gets looked at again. So with that led into one of 5 use cases that we saw in the HR space. So first of all, you can use SkillShark, and I'll talk about this on the next slide, for employee engagement, where you can ask any customized questions you want to kind of understand their mindset and also to impress upon them what your corporate goals are. The second one is for the strongest and easiest thing that you could use SkillShark for, and that's employee evaluations. And that also leads into what we've already been working with the Ministry of Highways and Infrastructure on, and that's compiling a talent inventory of all your employees for the managers to evaluate everybody for the purposes of succession planning. And then lastly, once you've evaluated the employees, you can also provide them automated developmental videos saying anybody who scores lower than blank out of 10, let's say on leadership, you might choose to assign a video of your choosing that has to do with improving their leadership ability. So with SkillShark, I'll just talk about a couple of those use cases. So team engagement. Now you can use SkillShark to engage employees by asking those leading questions that are fully customizable and line up with whatever your corporate KPIs are. You'll be able to see trends over time for employees following the company goals and the ideals laid out by management. As well as companies can now evaluate their employees and grade them easily and by using our mobile app and have management reports instantly available for review. Applications for SkillShark, and here's an example of the talent inventory that we talked about as well. So you can, if you've got people rising up through the ranks, there's a whole lot of people that are retiring these days, and companies need an effective way to measure who's ready to fill in that next spot. So SkillShark can be used incredibly simply for that application, which is what we're working with the Ministry of Highways and Infrastructure on as well. Applications for SkillShark include not only people, but you could use it for assets as well. In the case of Ministry of Highways and Infrastructure, you could use it for compiling the status of all of your assets like bridges, culverts, roads, signs, etc., and easily be able to take videos if, let's say, a sign is broken, send that video to the maintenance department so that before they send out a maintenance crew, they have a good understanding of what they're getting into. We'd be happy to show you how employee evaluation processes can be improved greatly in your organizations. For any of you also that have connections to sport organizations, if you're a coach or know a coach of a sport, that's really our sweet spot as well. So just contact me at neil@skillshark.com or book a demo right on our website and we can set up a time to discuss it further. Thank you.